Behind closed doors, this is the world's new battleground. Cyber warriors specially trained to protect a country's infrastructure, but also to potentially attack another's. With tensions rising across the globe, there are questions about the sophistication of this new warfare and who would win a battle in cyberspace. This is not science fiction. The US recently blamed Russia for cyber attacks targeting American power grids, and it took sanctions against the country after investigations concluded it interfered in the US presidential elections.
I have no doubt that all future warfare will contain a cyber element. There's no doubt about that.
Bobby Chacon is a former FBI agent. He says the US was taken by surprise.
The U.S. was a little behind the ball. We didn't expect it. So I think that after the 2016 election, there was a huge learning curve, both by the states and by Homeland Security, and they've gone to work on a lot of things to correct those mistakes, and fast. Because the Russians realized that they were successful to some degree in meddling in our election in 2016. That only encourages them to keep on doing it.
In the developed world, so much relies on the internet, from our finances to our healthcare. And the question is just how vulnerable that makes us. Could a cyber attack affect ordinary citizens, cutting off access to our money, our cities and our lives with just the push of a button? Banking experts say no, and that they've adapted to stay ahead of the game.
I think the diversification of the banking industry is such that it might be difficult to go after the entire banking industry. You might be able to attack a few banks. We've seen some of that in the past, attributed to nation states. Was it crippling? Not exactly. Was it very inconvenient? Yes. So yes, we're seeing the volume and sophistication increase. As the attackers are raising their capabilities, we're raising our bar too, and creating better defenses.
But to really keep ahead of would-be hackers, some security experts say we need a total revamp of internet protocols.
Clearly not enough is being done. I think that we need to really rethink the way that we design all our systems.
Computer experts say the vulnerability of individuals may signal it's time to pull back from cyberspace.
Nowadays, everyone is demanding instant access to all their information, whether it be the ability to control the air conditioning in their home, which is tied into the power grid, for example, or access all of their bank accounts from their smartphone. And when this gives them access to that kind of interaction, it is giving hackers access as well. So what we really need to do in order to protect our systems is to move back to some level of isolation. There should be certain things that you can't do unless you are physically present.
But that will inevitably mean change, and a lot of what's going on behind closed doors is a secret. No country wants to say how far it is ahead or behind on the front line of this very new combat zone. Francis Reed, CGTN, Los Angeles.